It's Wednesday night. You know what that means. Hey, Canada Dry, why don't you tell him the secret?
What's that, Lassie? Timmy's fallen in the well, and we need to go save him? And no, it's time for AEW Dynamite After Dark.
Yeah, I think we should hit it.
That's all systems go. We need that AFW logo up. Stat.
You're watching the AFW Network.
Welcome, boys and girls, ladies. I'm your host, playing all the smooth hits from the 70s through the 90s.
But none of that 80s crap.
Yeah, none of that 80s crap. So go ahead.
Wake me up before you go.
That's because there was nothing smooth about the 80s.
No.
There is a great documentary about Wham that me and Jessica watched on Christmas, and it was freaking amazing.
What is it called?
Like Wham, the beginning or something. It's okay. Yeah, just look up Wham and it'll come up. But whew, great show. Before we get started. We did lose a wrestler this week, which sucks because the JFB was actively trying to get him to come on our Sunday night show or a Sunday afternoon show, and that guy died. It was Sid Vicious.
You didn't tell me you're trying to get Sid.
I was actually trying to get Sid. Should we do a 10-bell salute for Sid Vicious?
Absolutely.
Let's do a 10-bell salute, and then we'll introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
I think we should do things a bit differently. First of all, that's JFB. I'm Canada Dry. That's EVP Joe. Yeah. And instead, let's say something then about Sid Vicious. Like, to me, this guy.
Yeah.
Like, this guy was built like a. If Hogan wasn't around, this guy could have been Hogan.
Oh yeah, totally agree.
Like, he could have been easily bigger than Hogan. With how big he is and how muscular he is, like the guy was the best big man around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the WrestleManias he was in, he shined. I mean, the jokes about softball and all that other stuff. I mean, that man
softball. That's part of who he was. That's awesome.
Yeah, you know. You knew he wasn't going to wrestle during softball season. So, I mean, hey, but he was just, I was always in awe of Sid Vicious. Like, I don't understand why he didn't get bigger runs than what he did.
Yeah. Sid is the type of big man that I like to watch wrestle.
Yeah.
Not so big and clunky that he just lumbers about. Like, he was athletic for his size, minus the whole leg break thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Still can't watch that video.
No.
But like, he was charismatic to a point, and he was fun to watch. I loved watching him wrestle.
Yeah.
And it's a shame WWE never put him into the Hall of Fame because he was campaigning for it.
Yeah.
And
this guy really revolutionized the choke slam. This guy did the choke slam like no one's like.
God, yeah.
He made it look like scary.
Yeah, best choke slam in the business.
I remember near the end of Hercules Hernandez's run in WWF.
Yeah,
at the time, he had a match with I think was it Sid Justice or Psycho Sid, one of the two.
Yeah,
it's Psycho Sid in WWF, right?
Yeah. Oh, he had both of those. Sid Justice, Psycho Sid, just Sid. But he had a match with Hercules Hernandez, and he just destroyed Hercules Hernandez. But he told Hercules, he said, "I have a lot of respect for you, and if you don't want me to destroy you, you should just leave the ring now, and we'll just call it a win." And he just destroyed him.
All right, we love you, Sid.
Yeah, rest in peace.
May God grant you a rematch in heaven.
Yeah. So we opened Dynamite with a recap of All In, especially the main event card recap. The All In main event, then we do a card recap of the matches we're going to have tonight. And then the music plays and the audience doesn't know who it is. I didn't know who it was until they went to the Tron to realize it's Moxley. He appears in various points in the show, very beginning of the show, and then the very end of the show. We're gonna talk about him in this because he's got new music and it, I don't know if it fits him. He definitely can't use Wild Thing because it appears he's not part of the Blackpool Combat Club anymore. It appears that he is, I don't know. He looked really pissy, but very determined. He looks amazing. He is in incredible shape for the time he's taken off and working in jiu-jitsu. He is really honed in on his body. He looked fantastic. Shivani goes into the ring. And then for some reason, he kind of calls out Darby Allin, but doesn't go into any kind of explanation why, just says he wants to have a tete-a-tete. And then he goes to Shivani and tells him, this isn't your company anymore. So we go backstage later in the evening, and we again see John Moxley, and he spouts out this whatever pearl of wisdom, and then he beats up a couple of crew guys, some PAs, which I can tell you I've abused my share of PAs, but I've never physically assaulted them. I may have called them names like Oxygen Thief and, dog beat me up the stairs to be your father. Yeah, stuff like that. But and then this woman comes out and you can't really see who she is until she moves her hair. And at that point, I didn't know who it was. And Shivani or Excalibur says, well, it's Marina Shafir. So I don't know what direction they're taking this in. And to be honest with you, I don't want to pass judgment and saying this is going to work, this isn't working, because I think that this is the very nexus, Canada Dry. Let's discuss.
It's interesting. That's what it is. It's like, where are they going with this?
Yep.
Is he actually out of the BCC or is that yet to be determined?
Yeah.
This isn't your company anymore, Tony. Like, this speaks of a takeover of some sort.
Yeah.
Could he be possibly be part of the elite?
I mean, that thought crossed my mind.
Could we see? Could this link to? Well, I had a brain fart here. Could this lead to what's McMahon's son name?
Shane.
Oh, Shane.
Shane McMahon. Yeah, there we go. The Shane word. Yeah, could this link to Shane McMahon?
That thought crossed my mind.
When I think this isn't your company anymore, could they be working on a storyline?
Yeah.
And maybe they're building a faction. Or maybe it's part of the elite. Who knows?
Yeah. Joe.
Yeah, this is like, I think out of everything that happened tonight, this has me the most intrigued.
Yes.
Because, like you said, we literally know nothing other than he's with Marina Shafir now.
Yeah.
Like, it could
and the hint of the takeover.
Yeah.
Yeah. And clearly he was talking to Tony Khan. It just happened to be Tony Schiavone who was in the ring.
Yeah.
Obviously. So I feel like maybe this is their way to bring Shane in.
I mean, it's very possible because the expectation was Shane was going to show up at All In, and of course he didn't.
I mean, because
you
before
also-
that line, when he called out Darby, I was like, maybe he wants just to bring Darby under his wing because he's done this before.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just going to be a way more violent thing, because this past weekend he was backstage at Revolver, and who owns and runs Revolver but one of his good friends, Sami Callihan.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a way to bring Sami Callihan in as well.
I think Sami is under contract with TNA.
Does that mean anything? TNA lets everybody tamper with them and steal their talent.
I mean, it's interesting, and I think that
Doesn't TNA stand for Tamper Now Association?
Basically.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because when you really look at this whole nexus of what's going on with Jon Moxley, yeah, I mean I think it would be great, but I mean Shane McMahon's shot down that rumor he's gonna wrestle for AEW.
No, but why would
Exactly.
you reveal that?
He's not going to wrestle for AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So,
but a perfect Eric Bischoff character. Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
I mean, but when has a McMahon ever told the truth?
Never.
Yeah, McMahon's just don't know how to tell. Like, I still think this is tied to the elite.
I think it has something to do with the elite. It
like a bigger elite, because Hangman's not part of it. But who's better than Hangman but Jon Moxley?
Yeah.
Like,
and a fully healed Jon Moxley would be interesting.
Yeah.
Because in the 5 years of this company, we've never got that. He's always been, at worst, a tweener.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so. I mean, I think like real wrestling fans that love wrestling, regardless of promotion and location and blah, 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 will look at this and say, okay, I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to see where this goes. Then the vast majority of the internet wrestling community are going to either say this is the greatest thing ever, or they're going to just completely shit on it. And that's
what we shit on. At least see what happens.
Exactly. Yeah. So we go to Renee. She's in the back with the conglomeration. The word of the day was, I assumed it was unpredictability.
No, it wasn't.
It was infatigability or something like that. Like the inability to get tired. It was
okay. Anyways, yeah. So he gives Hook props, and here's the thing: somebody tweeted or X'd that they don't want to see Hook and Jericho again. This is tired, it's beaten, and Tony Khan said, trust me. So Hook is there, and he's like eating a bag of Doritos. He's like, yeah, it was cool. Like, I get it. Anyways.
You know what? Speaking of that,
Yeah.
I feel like Jericho dragged Hook across that finish line.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't think they should. This Hook train is going nowhere fast. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he has that ability to be a Jack Perry.
No.
Like,
Not even close.
no. Like, he's.
I mean,
I look forward to him going to NXT. Honestly.
yeah. I mean, he can't cut promos. I mean, when even Roddy Strong can't make you look good, that's a problem. That's a major, major problem. And they're stuck. They're stuck with him until October, I think. If they re-sign him, put him in Ring of Honor. Get him off TV and get him to some place where people that are willing to pay $10 a month can bitch and complain about it. Get him off TV. He doesn't belong in AEW.
No,
Not
I
right.
agree. I don't mind the FTW title though. I think it's a great,
Yeah.
like hardcore version of the hardcore title.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, if you want the FTW title on TV, it's coming with Hook, whether we like it or not. So,
Not give it to Roderick Strong and
I mean, yeah, you can put it on Roderick Strong, but Hook is still going to be around that title.
Roddy is not winning this match with Hook.
Probably not.
I think that they're setting up for All Out, and they're putting Hook over again, and like it's one of those things. Like, it's almost like a David Flair at this point.
oh, it totally is. I mean, I
He's better than David Flair, but still.
I get that, but Tony Khan sees something in him, and that's what's so perplexing. And I don't know if he's doing it as a favor to Taz, if he's doing it as a favor to someone else, whatever the case is.
Like, he must see what we see.
Yeah. Like, get him off TV. Just get him off TV. Take the FTW belt with it. It has no bearing. It's a useless title.
Well, no, it could be if you used it, it could be an opening title. Like, it could be that hardcore title for AEW.
Yeah.
Just I don't think the title's starting to get some lineage, and Jericho built it up so well.
Yes.
So if you put it on someone good,
yeah,
and constantly defended it in FTW rules matches,
yeah. So we find out too that Willow's stipulation, because she wanted it all in, is that it's going to be a Chicago street fight. So let's go to our first match of the night.
But let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Statlander and Willow in a street fight.
It's going to be rad.
This is going to rock your socks off.
Yeah.
Like, I think Statlander will look freaking amazing in this thing.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
EVP Joe, do you have any thoughts on this?
I think it's going to be a cool stipulation, but she should have went one step further and said, guess what? Stokely, you're banned from ringside. Like, that's what I would. Or, you know what, Stokely?
But I like the idea of
suspended above the ring or something.
That would be cool. And have his nose bleed like Jerry Lawler did that time.
Oh, my God, yes.
Something. Or you could have him slip out like Enzo did.
I like the idea of Stokely being involved in this and fucking around with that.
Yeah.
We really gotta watch our swears, because for whatever reason, our All In After show was limited in the ads it can show, because whatever we did,
okay,
YouTube didn't like it.
Yeah, well,
I don't think we did anything too egregious.
Maybe we swore a little bit and they picked it up.
I don't know.
Okay.
So let's go to our first match. Hangman Page, Tomohiro Ishii. Here's a couple of my notes. Super interesting matchup. These guys have never met before. Even both of them wrestling in New Japan have never met in singles matches. It basically started out as a punching match. Let's see who can punch the ever-living hell out of the next person. Let's face it, if you're looking for a technical match, tough crap. You're not going to get it. You're going to basically get Yeah, you're going to get a hard hitting match, but I don't. I took a couple of vitamins. I may have been, a little. Woo. I mean, did I see an actual wrestling move during the first picture in picture? I think I did. Anyways, the Prince of Picture in Picture, of course, is Tony Khan. So we're building on the righteous story, the righteous path of Hangman Page. The commentary noting, and it's specifically Shivani saying every time he sees a child, he gets traumatized.
That line was pretty funny. Not another child.
I laughed so hard hearing that. I'm like, when did you become a psychologist?
He's just like every time he sees a kid, he's like,
not another child.
When it curls up into a ball, starts
Give
rocking.
it away.
I mean, by that logic, every time he sees a house with an open door, he should react that way.
Yeah. So the match ends. Hangman Page gets the win. Swerve comes out.
Let's hold off on the Swerve part.
Okay.
Let's talk about the match, and then
Okay.
we'll go on the Swerve
Okay.
part.
Canada Dry, your thoughts on the first match?
I love this match. Like, it surprisingly was good. Like,
yeah,
it had a few really good spots. Like when Ishii was DDT'd on the ring apron.
Yeah,
and he just was stuck on his head.
That
was such a great spot.
That may be my favorite part of the whole match.
That was such a great spot.
He stood there for like a good 30 seconds on his head.
That guy, he does have a knack.
Exactly.
Right. But it was hard hitting. It went on longer than I thought it was good. Like, I feel like they were just filling time because they didn't want to make more matches. So
yeah.
But it was good. Like, you knew Ishii was losing.
Yeah.
But it was a good match.
Yeah. Joe.
Yeah, I enjoyed this match thoroughly. Like, it's just another like New Japan style match.
Yeah.
Hard hitting and stiff, and it wasn't flashy. It didn't need to be. It was just two guys just going in there beating the holy heck out of each other.
Yeah.
Like Absolutely. I said, I love that spot that Canada Dry referred to where Ishii's just looked like a lawn dart on the side of the ring.
The lawn dart, yeah. That's a good analogy.
So at the end of the match, Swerve comes out. The audio was horrible.
Oh, it wasn't on my end. It must be for was your audio bad, EVP?
At points, yeah.
Yeah, my audio was great in Canada.
It must be a TBS thing.
Yeah. Basically, he cuts a great heel promo. I mean, he cut a heel promo. He talks about, I was at your house again. I saw you bringing your pregnant wife down to go to the hospital to give birth to your second child. He's getting into the psyche, into the mind of Hangman Page, going to drive him crazy. Page actually cut a decent promo. He slipped a little bit when he was trying to talk about how you've never beaten me, by yourself. And so the end result is that we are going to get an all-out match, and it's going to be a steel cage match. That way, if Swerve beats him, it's legitimate. If Swerve beats him, it's legitimate. If Hangman beats him, it's hopefully an end to a feud that I'm growing more and more deeper in love with it. I know I've talked about it previously where I've they keep beating the same horse. Eventually that horse is gonna die, But
the fact that Hangman went away for a while, came back even more infuriated.
Yeah. So what did you think, Canada Dry?
So, the way Swerve came off and kind of dusted off the fact that he lost the world championship to Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Was so smooth. I may have lost it, but I'm still the champ. That was just he can turn those fans on a dime.
Yeah.
And to me, he is the coolest guy in wrestling right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even close.
Yep.
Like I can't think of anyone who's even close to him on the cool level.
Yeah.
And yeah, this promo from Swerve, like Hangman did some nice talking there too, call him a piece of shit and all this, but he dusted that off too and laughed. Like he just like when he laughs, it's just so cool.
Yeah.
Like he's got that evil villain laugh, but it's just like
What?
yeah, just like just laughing off stuff like Swerve was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Mazzano says Swerve seems to be slowly turning into the delusional bad guy. I mean,
I don't see it.
Well, someone else has that on lock on this show. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Yeah, we definitely will talk about that later. Joe, what are your thoughts on Swerve?
He just oozes like that it factor. Like I love what he did with his eyes to make it look like he hasn't slept.
Yeah.
And even more, like Paige is just as well. Like he does just enough with like his hair to make it look like he's going batshit crazy.
Yeah.
I love it because it's it's like both of these guys took these divergent paths, but it's slowly coming back together to this point of no return for both of them. At least that's how I look at it.
But let's not forget that Swerve's talking about how your obsession with me is destroying you.
Yeah.
While I'm forgetting about you and being successful.
Yeah.
Swerve has literally gone on to bigger and better things.
Yep.
While Paige is stagnant and flat.
Well, he even said to him, he said, hey, I got to spend less time worrying about you and more time worrying about the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, he basically told him, like, I don't think about you. And when I beat you at All Out, I'm going to completely.
I wouldn't even like to compare Swerve to Roman Reigns because there's
it's not
Roman Reigns is a protected star.
Yeah.
And like when you give him the mafia boss persona, then it's pretty easy to just be like the mafia boss. But when you got to be the baby face and be cutting promos now, this is where the real work comes for Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But I think that as far as cutting promos, I say Swerve is above Roman Reigns in that area. But Roman Reigns is a bigger star.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say I wish Swerve would have said this. Like, I wish he would have come out and said something like, look, I'll give you this match, but I don't need you. You need me, which is 100% true.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and to bounce off of what Noob said, I mean, I think what makes Hangman Page a great heel is that he's that psychotic heel. He is obsessed with Swerve.
We've said this before, and JFB, I know you wholeheartedly believe it. The best villains are those who are rooted in legitimacy.
Yeah.
Like in movies, the best villains are right. They just go about it a messed up way.
Yeah.
Like when Bret Hart was doing his 97 work against America, he was saying all these truths against America.
Yeah.
But the fans did not want to hear it.
No. Nope. So let's go to our second match. Jamie Hayter, Harley Cameron. Here's a couple of my notes. She's been gone for 15 months. Let's just say this. She looks amazing. She is
Before we start, I want to say this.
Yeah.
I am hating Jamie Hayter's ring gear.
Really?
She looks like she's a 1980s jobber to Wendy Richter. Like that ring gear is that the Wendy Richter part is from Mr. Isaacs. He came up with that part. But she definitely looks like a jobber from the 80s. Like that ring gear is horrid. She needs to change it up, girl.
Okay.
I will say, what's up with everyone having orange hair all of a sudden in wrestling? All the women.
Yeah.
I much prefer Jamie's old like half and half hair, the half blonde, half black. I thought that was badass.
And like, you know what she actually looks like? And she reminds me of a younger Becky Lynch. Because Becky Lynch, did she wear something like that?
Yeah, like her last kicker days in NXT, she wore.
Yeah,
women's
like that kind of reminds me of that with the red
Yeah.
hair. Like, is this what you're going for?
That's not a good thing either, because it was the worst of her gimmicks.
Yes. So get rid of it, Jamie.
There you go.
You're too good for this.
Yeah. So
You're not
Cameron
elastic. I would.
Cameron comes out swinging early. Hale looked a little rusty at first. I don't know if it was just apprehension or just a little nerves. She looked a little rusty. After about 3 hate breakers and then her finishing move, which it was a good win, she goes ahead and starts chasing Soraya, who then proceeds to run out of the ring and out of the arena, running scared. Canada Drive, thoughts on the second match?
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. I'm not taking anything for Jamie there.
Yeah.
She needs to get into the swing of things, start kicking some ass, not last. But yeah, I like the little dig at Saraya there, chasing her off. Like this could be a good feud to get Saraya back in the mix.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Joe.
Yeah, good first match back. She's adding some much needed presence and depth in the women's division.
Yeah.
And yeah, honestly, like she had that one little bobble with that top rope move, but other than that, like she looked good.
Yeah.
I like her finisher. She just like pops someone's head off with her forearm, like or her arm. It's just nice, easy. Can't mess it up.
Yeah,
she looked good. So
Anthony thinks it's a bit harsh because sometimes the ring gear that some of these women are held to dictated by Tony and not allowed to their own. I don't know about that. And
I don't know. I have no clue if Tony says yes or no or what.
But if it's Tony's fault, fix it, Tony.
Yeah, Tony, you watched the show. You go by many names. So, get on.
Tonight, you happen to be going by the name of Anthony.
Let's go to Renee. She's in the back with the learning tree and Roddy Strong. Big Bill is corny. You know, it's going to be a colorful fall. Oh, my God. Seriously. You know, and then Jericho says Hook only won because he was in the vortex. And speaking of vortex, Roddy Strong's like, hey, I don't mind being in the vortex of Jericho. But can you get Kyle O'Reilly away from Orange Cassidy? Oh, Canada Dry, your thoughts on this segment?
Yeah, it was okay. I like my favorite part of it though is the end when the Bad Apple goes. I forget what he just echoed something that they all said.
Yeah,
but it was a good moment.
Yeah, absolutely. EVP Joe.
Yeah, I wish we could just get with the whole Kyle turning on the conglomeration and be done with this.
I agree.
I feel like they're sticking Kyle with so many pins that like he almost needs to leave them now.
I think that's what's going to lead to it. I think it's going to be, I keep losing with this guys. Maybe I do need to go with the with the Undisputed Kingdom.
Yeah,
and then maybe it's leading to the return of Adam Cole.
Yeah,
maybe.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Let's talk about the recap of Ospreay versus MJF from All In, which leads to MJF coming out. A little gimpy. He's got a bad neck. He keeps rubbing his neck every time he takes a step. I don't blame him. I got bad neck. I deal with it every day, and it hurts. I always go like this. Oh, my neck. Plans on kicking everyone's ass, and then he's decided, he lost his ring. He lost his championship. And then he renounces his citizenship to the United States because where were the fans to help him beat Will Ospreay? Well, let's be honest with you, MJF. You were in England. You were in London. You were at Wembley Stadium. Of course, there were no Americans there.
This renouncing reminds me of an episode of Family Guy when he made Pretoria.
Yes. And except for Strong Island, Plainview, Long Island, or Strong Island, as a lot of Long Islanders call it. Call Ospreay a cheater. This isn't over. Now he's focused on Garcia. And and then Garcia comes out and attacks him. Knocks the hell out of him. MJF takes advantage and goes on the attack. Security comes out. Damn you, security. We find out what happened to the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Daniel Garcia stole it so he could go ahead.
Let's not forget that Danny Garcia attempted to do the pile driver off the top rope twice.
Yeah.
That was broken up by security.
Yeah. And he gets to he talks about, I pawned it in Buffalo, New York, so I could get a round trip ticket to ruin your special day. And then he throws the microphone and actually hit MJF in.
That was a cool moment.
What a great shot. He should have been in the Olympics. That's all.
You know, he reminds me of Bret Hart when he spit in Vince McMahon's eye. Like that sharpshooter action. He has that with the mic.
Yep. And here's the thing. He got up on the corner, and I was like, and I'm sitting there on the couch watching, going, please don't dance. Please don't dance. Please don't dance. And he didn't. I think we're done with the dancing gimmick finally.
Oh, he's absolutely Red Death Daniel Garcia now.
Yeah. Let's talk about that, Canada Dry. Your thoughts on MJF?
He has vibes of like Randy Orton Jr. right now.
Yeah.
He's got it's because he's not quite big enough to be Randy Orton. But he looked good. His mic work was outstanding. Just
literally and figuratively.
What?
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. But he was him coming out like he's on fire and passionate.
Yeah.
Is what I want to see from Danny Garcia.
Yeah.
And I still can't see him beating MJF at All Out. I have a hard time seeing that go over. MJF taking 2 losses in a row.
Yeah.
I can't see that going down.
It's tough, but to be honest with you, I think he could. I think he could eat another loss.
Well, MJF could.
Yeah.
But are they gonna? I don't know. They wouldn't let him get the pile driver.
Yeah.
Well, you can't. You gotta tease it and then build up the anticipation. It's literally going to be the same story with the Tiger Driver.
I'd rather MJF screw him through some sort of shenanigans.
Yeah.
Or like cheating or something like that. Sneak out a win, pull the tights, or something like that, where he just sneaks out a win and gets the hell out of there. And Danny Garcia keeps on haunting him.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We get a high video of Ricochet with.
Well, hold on. Hold on. I got something.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is his guy. This is his guy, Danny Garcia.
So, yes, I love Daniel Garcia, but I want to focus on MJF because when we were talking about who's delusional, this man has delusional on lock. Like,
yes.
I got vibes of him being like the Joker of AEW. Like, he's psychotic and he's out there and he's losing it. And you could tell by this, like, he gets all up in the camera and is like, his character work as usual is impeccable. And then with Daniel Garcia, I swear, if they're doing this and they haven't re-signed this man, Tony Khan needs to be slapped upside the head 25 times.
Yep.
There's no way that Danny Garcia is not re-signed.
Yeah.
Dude, all the rumors are he hasn't re-signed yet.
Yeah.
So he may not. This may be MJF destroying Daniel Garcia come September 7th if the man hasn't re-signed yet.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. We will never know until it happens. Live in the now. Let's go to our third match, the conglomeration with Hook versus the Learning Tree with Roddy Strong. Here are a couple of my notes. I'm just, you know what? Tony Khan said, trust me when it came to this match. It was going to be a great match. We have great stuff in store. This was not a match that lived to the hype of Tony Khan. This was a boring match. I mean, it was a mayhem match. So Joe, it was right up Joe's alley. It was nothing but mayhem. And there was a couple good shots here and there, but I mean, you realize how misused Kyle O'Reilly truly is. That guy should be in a main event. That guy should be going after a championship. He should not be saddled with the conglomeration. He's too good.
Well, I don't mind him as part of the conglomeration, but
yeah,
he needs to be picking up wins.
Yeah, I agree. This was not the match that Tony Khan promised.
This was a filler match.
Yeah.
This is a match to get these guys on TV. This is a way to start the Hook and Roddy Strong feud.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's all it was.
It feels like this started two feuds. It feels like this started Hook and Roddy, and also feels like it started the Learning Tree versus the conglomeration is what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I don't mind that. Getting something started, and these matches are not always the best, but they do showcase everyone and showcase their finishers. So we get the finishers where they come in and do their finish, like boom, 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 boom. So it is what it is, right?
Yeah. Joe?
Yeah, it was a match. Like, I didn't have high hopes for it because I think after All In, I'm kind of done with the super mega multi-man matches, considering we had a 10-man and a 16-man and then a 6-man, or no, 12. Like,
yeah.
That's it, the 16-man championships.
Yeah. Like, it was a lot.
Yeah.
And
so
I think I would have much rather preferred, like, splitting this into two matches, doing Hook versus Roddy, and then just do the trios match.
Noob says, I believe that Tony Khan referred to the Ricochet Kyle Fletcher match to trust.
No, it was absolutely the 8-man all-star. Don't drop the term all-star. Just call it an 8-man match.
Yeah, and like the trust part is coming where he's saying we're starting new feuds. That's why I think he's getting.
Yeah.
Switching off the character.
I mean, well, he could have said something better of just wait to see what the outcome. Like, don't just say trust me and then.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go to
say nothing at all.
Yeah, just.
We're backstage with Monet. She's partying, and of course, Private Party shows up, and then Camille, the cock block. She's like, "Whoa, you can't hit on Monet." Because Okada's with her. Okada comes out. And I love this Okada. I love Okada. I feel like he was born to do this and never got the chance.
Hey, JP, how do you say, what was it?
Goodbye, bitches.
Goodbye, bitches.
Goodbye, bitches in Japanese.
Sayonara, bitches. Canada Dry, what did you think of this?
I was curious where they're going with these Private Party. Yeah. Like, it seems like out of nowhere, but it's good to get Monet some screen time and some Okada playing into that. Like,
yep.
I hope like if there is a new giant elite group, like an NWO type, like that, Monet is part of it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
All right, Joe, your thoughts?
She looked good in the red dress.
Yeah.
Red looks good on Mercedes. That's all I'm going to say.
There you go.
If I do say
that. And I love this Okada. The guy who can flip a switch to be funny. And then when he's in the ring, and when he's in the ring with someone like Claudio, he can just flip it and be the best wrestler in the world, doing the best drop kick in the world.
Yeah.
JP looks like Max Headroom in that last one.
So we go to Shivani, who's on the main stage. He is talking with Mariah May. Shivani is apparently dumbfounded because of her presence.
Would you be?
Oh, I would, yeah. There's no celebration, of course, because they're in Champaign, Illinois, and this place is more like flat piss flavored beer. She's being very sassy. Let's talk. Canada Dry. Add to it.
So she digs off her robe.
Yeah.
And this is the best year she's wearing some skimpy little outfit.
Yeah.
And one of the girlfriends puts a sign in front of their husband's face.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like maybe the daughter putting it in front of her dad or something like
I wasn't
that.
sure if that was a girlfriend. It could have been.
Either way, it was hilarious.
Didn't want to see Mariah May.
Yeah.
I hope this is a running gimmick for a couple of weeks.
I'm sure. it
Yeah,
will be.
I love
I hope every week she comes out in a different color lingerie.
Yeah. Never know.
Yeah, this is what. So she did promise that everyone a nude celebration, but she's saying she's not doing it here in
Yeah.
Champaign. Where Champaign? Where?
Illinois.
Oh,
Like
I wouldn't do it there either.
let's be honest. You're not going to get a nude celebration on TBS, guys. Got to go to OnlyFans for that, okay?
I bet she's about to do it, and someone comes and wrecks it.
Yeah. Never know. Joe, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a heel promo 101.
Yeah.
What it was. Sets the stage. I really hope this is something that continues for a couple weeks.
So we go backstage. I think Tony's trying to copy the extreme expose segments that they did with Kelly Kelly when she debuted. Maybe. So we're backstage at All In. The Grizzly Young Vets are talking. And comes the Bucks. They said, we know who you are. We're not fans of yours. We're coming for your belts. This tag team division is hopping. I love the Grizzly Young Vets.
Yes.
They are amazing. And then we see them backstage at Dynamite, and they continue talking about FTR, putting everybody on notice. Now, the difference between the Grizzly Young Vets putting someone on notice and like Private Party putting people on notice is that Grizzly Young Veterans will most likely win. They won't get dissed by Mercedes Moné.
I said, it's like this. If the Grizzled Young Vets put someone on notice,
yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's believable.
What do you think about the Grizzly Young Vets? Canada Dry.
We saw them earlier. They're kind of like a one-off or a two-off, but now seems like they're in AEW to stay.
Yeah,
and they're being positioned very highly in this tag division. There's some respect on their names, so I'm excited to see this FTR Grizzly Young Vets match.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Joe,
I
what
just
do you
feel
think?
bad because when they were backstage, they're like sitting there saying, "Whoever we're facing on Rampage," and then you just see it's the Outrunners that pop up in the corner. I'm like, oh man. Because I like
it's gonna be a squish match.
I want to probably, but I want to see the Outrunners get more time because I think they're a great act.
Oh, they're a fantastic act.
But I can't see them being pushed as a winning team. They're enhancement talent.
I don't know if they get enough people behind them, fans.
Yeah,
maybe Tony Khan brought them in with the intention of enhancement talent. But you could always. Well,
they're very versatile. Like they're part of the boys group.
Yeah, they are. They're hilarious as the peacocks for the boys.
Yeah. Let's go to our main event. We're talking about Ricochet. We're talking about Kyle Fletcher. Here's some of my notes. Now, we could have gone a squish match with Ricochet. And I think that would have been a poor decision. Instead, we get Kyle Fletcher. This is a great signing. I'm glad to see Ricochet. I'm hoping we see a non-WWE version of Ricochet. That's what I'm hoping. This is going to be a huge spot fest, and sure enough, it truly was. Dude hasn't missed a beat. Ricochet was on point pretty much the entire match. I liked the nice little dig at Hunter when he was doing the crotch chop.
Yes, that was great.
That was fantastic. Amazing back and forth. I'm going to just say this. When we'll save the little schmoz at the end until after. We'll just talk about the match. Tony Khan has a lot of faith in Kyle Fletcher. Ricochet could have basically fought anybody, including Ospreay. Instead, he puts Fletcher in the main event. I think this shows the faith that Tony Khan has in what Kyle Fletcher is capable of doing. Canada, let's talk about the match first.
All right, just a heads up. For the flower shop, we will be doing our favorite Sid Vicious match.
Okay.
So that's time to think about that. But as far as Ricochet goes, this match was top notch. You couldn't have put a better person in there to make Ricochet look good. Kyle Fletcher, like these two gelled so well together, and it wasn't a flippy match. This was a hard hitting match. It had different ring psychology in there. So it wasn't just like a match that you would see from Hologram. This is a match that as good as Will Ospreay would have put on, as Swerve would have put on. Like Ricochet is that damn good. That I would put him as equal to any of the best guys in AEW right now. Like I'm impressed. After that match, I'm impressed with this guy.
All right, let's go to Joe.
I thought it was absolutely brilliant to not do a squash match for Ricochet, because not only does Ricochet get to show off, but it continues to build Kyle as well. And this match, it was fun, like you said. It wasn't all just flippies. Like there was nice technical work. There was brawling outside. It was a great match. I mean, it was a good way to really re-debut Ricochet to American TV audience.
Does this mean the recoil is gone because he's in AEW?
Yes.
Good. I hated him doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the music cues, Ospreay comes out. He's got the microphone. He's getting ready to say something. And then for some reason, well, not for some reason, for obvious reasons, Pac comes out, gives him a reverse hurricanrana, drops him right square on his head. Pac says, "Welcome to AEW. Get into the back of the line." That boy right there, he's mine. Because they get a title shot. He gets a title shot at All Out?
Yep, All Out.
Okay, so he gets a title shot at All Out.
What a great way to build that match.
They sold that match.
Dude, the best thing that they could have done. You sit there and you tease Ospreay and Ricochet. While still building in his next match. It's brilliant.
Because it makes it like, really? You're going to overlook me for Ricochet? I'm going to teach you a lesson, boy. Look past me and you're going to get beat.
Absolutely. Anybody else want to add anything?
No, I think we covered it all.
Okay.
I look forward to seeing Pac and Will at All Out.
So we go to Danielson. It is no secret. I'm a huge Brian Danielson mark. I have been since his Ring of Honor days and Dragon Gate days. When I used to tape trade, that's how I found Brian Danielson. So, at All In, when he won, I shed a few tears because it was really good. It was good because I knew that we possibly maybe 50 shot we were going to keep we were going to keep Brian Danielson for a few more months, or he was going to let the belt go at Dynamite and officially retire. And so when he came out and had the somber look on his face and talked about wrestling in front of his friends and his family, his daughter, his son, Buddy, his daughter, Birdie, and Bree, and talked about coming home. I was getting welled up because I thought we were going to lose Bryan Danielson, and I think wrestling's landscape changes when Danielson leaves. But he says, I'm not retiring. I'm defending this belt to anybody that wants to come after this belt. And puts in the caveat, I'm not under contract. And when I do lose this belt, that's my last match. Which leads me to think that our last match is going to be at Wrestle Dream in Tacoma.
I don't think so.
Well, no, he didn't say it was his last match. He said he was done wrestling full time.
Yes. Yeah, correct. Wow.
So yeah, like he's not going to be it's not going to be the same as if he would have lost to Swerve.
Correct. Yeah. And so Jack Perry comes on the screen and talks about how he had to forge his own story. He had to create his own opportunities. And then he viciously attacks Bryan Danielson and like he gave him a beating and held both titles up. And as Danielson was talking about this, the fourth member of our team, who is not here tonight because he was at AEW Dynamite and was on TV, by the way,
with his son.
And wearing his own T-shirt that says Lord Ryan Rich instead of AFW. What the hell, Ryan Rich?
Yeah. Human Resources Human Resources will be talking to you tomorrow. Just get
promptly
prepared.
Yeah.
Because our corporate overlords at the AFW network are telling
they're
you
not pleased.
Yeah, they're not happy. We got the phone call seconds before we went on the air.
They are pissed.
They are livid.
I like that word, livid.
Livid.
As my dad said when he was mad at me, you don't even know.
So we will get, at some point, probably All Out, we'll get Danielson versus Jack Perry. I am probably going to enjoy this run more than I'm going to enjoy Cena's run. And I expect Cena's run to be amazing. But I'm going to enjoy this a little bit more because Danielson's been in my life a lot longer than, like Danielson's my wife and Cena's my Guma. So
what's a Guma? Is that woman?
Side girl. Side chick.
Did you say mistress?
I'm watching The Sopranos.
You're from Boston or something?
Ken and Dry, let's talk about Danielson.
Yeah, so for me, this was a Daniel Bryan teaser that, no, I'm leaving, I'm going home. I knew he was messing with us. He was playing with our heartstrings. I knew it. But I appreciate that he's playing with our hearts, and I think that he's going to have a bit of a run here. I don't think it's Wrestle Dream.
Okay.
I think he's going to go on a bit of a run.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to beat Darby. I think he's going to beat whoever he is at he's going to beat Jack Perry. He's going to beat whoever it is at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a bit of a run.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that long because it's going to be over before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like I said Christmas. I'm thinking that he's going to lose it around there. So it's not going to be a big run, but it's a bit of a run.
Okay. Joe.
So, yeah, like the promo, but I just want to talk about Jack Perry. He's the perfect first challenger for Danielson.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, who's the last person to pin Bryan Danielson?
Jack Perry.
Jack Perry.
Yeah.
He has a legitimate claim for a shot at the title.
Yeah.
And also, it adds more legitimacy to the TNT Championship belt.
Yeah.
It's starting to elevate it to be more like WWE's Intercontinental, where like, look, you're next in line. Boom. And
yeah, like I think. Go ahead.
I think my only problem is to have a pre-recorded rebuttal to a live promo
Yeah,
and then have them to attack, because to me that felt really clunky.
it did.
That's
Yeah,
my only complaint.
yeah,
I didn't mind that. I thought that was a bit of a genius because you're not thinking.
Yeah.
You're not thinking he's gonna be behind you because you don't know it's recorded.
yeah.
So I thought it was brilliant because you're not expecting it. I was gonna add that this elevates Jack Perry, even though he loses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jack Perry, even though he loses, is going to become a little bit bigger star because of this.
Yeah.
Like I said, he already has one pin over Danielson.
Yep.
So maybe somewhere down the road we get the rubber match.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Very well. Well, guys, that's it. We are at the end of the show,
No, we're
which
not.
means we need to go to the ding, ding, ding flower shop.
Oh, okay. You're closing up the show without the flower shop.
No, we're going to do the flower shop. Here's how the flower shop works. Favorite match, favorite segment, number of bells, and of course, your favorite Sid Vicious. And this is all brought to you by the Adrian Adonis store at ProWrestlingTees.com/Adrian Adonis, where you can get all of your Adrian Adonis gear. Damn. All right, Ken. You know what? No, Ken and Dry, you go last because I know you're going to Bob Barker my ass. So, EVP Joe, go first.
All right. So my favorite match, main event.
Yeah.
Ricochet, Kyle Fletcher, great match. Favorite segment. There was a lot of good segments tonight. I think I want to go with MJF though.
Okay.
And Daniel Garcia, that match. I'm giving this show 3.5.
Yeah.
A decent show.
Yeah.
And then my favorite match of Sid, 1996 Survivor Series, when he beats Shawn Michaels for the WWE title.
Oh, yeah.
Because the story was great, because it also, for those of you that don't remember, Shawn Michaels had Jose Lothario as his manager, and Sid power bombs him through the table.
Yep.
Such a and it gave Shawn Michaels that charge for the rest of the story up through the Rumble where it culminated.
Yep. I'm gonna go favorite match. I'm gonna go with the main event. I thought it was really good to see Ricochet not do flippity flop all day long. Favorite segment, I'm gonna go with Moxley because I feel like we're just seeing the tippy top of an iceberg and everything else is underwater. And slowly that iceberg is going to rise and we're going to see more and more. And so it intrigued me. It befuddled me and it intrigued me. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to give this 3.5 bells as well. I you know what? It served its purpose. It's hard to come off of a major pay-per-view like All In, knowing you have a pay-per-view in 2 weeks and build up enough momentum for people to go, yeah, it's worth another $50 to in another 2 weeks. I think they did a really good job. So I'm going to go 3.5 bells. And my favorite Sid Vicious match is a Raw match. And it was against Mankind. He was the reigning champ. And I remember that it was on a Raw's War, and he power bombed. You thought he power bombed him through the mat. Like it was a vicious power bomb. But that is my all-time favorite Sid moment, Psycho Sid moment. Canada Dry, it's your turn.
My favorite match of the night is Ricochet versus Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
It's a clean sweep, right? This was a really promo-heavy show.
Yeah,
which is surprising. but I think they all served a purpose. This is a transition show. This is a build-up show. And to me, the Swerve and Hangman segment, like to come off losing the world title and like slough it off like it was nothing. And you're still like a megastar. Like, that he just oozes machismo.
Yeah.
It's not often that we all pick a different segment from Dynamite as our favorite.
Yeah.
And my favorite Sid Vicious match was the one where he beat Bret Hart in the steel cage.
Yeah.
For the world title. And Bret Hart threw a fit and pushed McMahon down afterwards, so he's getting screwed.
That's right.
Seems to be a pattern with Bret and Vince here in the late 90s.
But yeah, that was the one that set him up for the main event with Undertaker.
Yeah. Yep.
Bell rating?
Oh, my bell rating is 3.51.
Awkward again.
Okay, so 3.5 is our bell rating. I ain't going the extra.
3.5.1.
No, it would really it's going to be 3.50.
Yeah, so So 3.5 blah blah blah. 3.5 blah blah blah.
Guys, you want to get a hold of us? It's so easy. All you got to do is go to the links below. You want to get a shirt? Canada Dry is wearing one of our shirts. AFW Save Pro Wrestling. How do you get those shirts? Only a minuscule place you can go. Oh, there's our middle finger shirt. The All F and Wrestling shirt. Sharpshooter Action shirt. Speaking of Bret Hart. Oh, we got great shirts. But you know what? You got to go to prowrestlingtees.com/FN Wrestling where you can get all of your FN Wrestling gear. So on behalf of Canada Dry, there's Steamboat Willie. On behalf of Canada Dry, on behalf of EVP Joe, I am the JFB.
And sometimes in life, it knocks you down. Yeah. You can't have only good moments. Life is made of peaks and valleys. So sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. And the key to it all is when you're down, to not stay down, because you're going to have really good moments again. You're going to have those moments. I call them sunset moments.
Yeah.
Where there's just these special moments in your life. So it's not always nasty, but there's sometimes you need to leave certain friends.
Yeah.
You need to ditch certain addictions. You need to get better.
Yeah.
So reach out to your friends. Reach out to people that are reaching out to you. Sometimes you just need to take the hand that is offered to you.
Yeah.
And remember, put the devil in a sharpshooter and just keep fighting.
This has been an FN Worldwide Media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/FN Wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com.
Ah, shit. I was hoping we get Lord Ryan Richard.
Damn it.
He was there. I was like, to end the show early. But